No. No. Oh, God. Every night I keep seeing that game. I think I need to play something else. Something good? I hope? Okay, what have I got? Soon. Oh yeah, you ever tried getting that shit running? Need a miracle for that one. Fuck off. Huh, yeah, this looks cool. Let's pretend I haven't already played through it and give it a look. Dusk is a first-person shooter released for the PC back in 2018 by New Blood Interactive. You play as the Dusk Dude, a walking beard of a man out to find treasure in the town of Dusk, Pennsylvania. Sounds all fine and dandy, except that a labyrinth of Lovecraftian ruins was found underneath some farmland in the town. The American government hears about this, and with its overwhelming urge to weaponize fucking everything, sets up shop in town to try and harness the magic of the ruins. This ends about as well as you'd expect, with most of the research team either ending up dead or possessed or running for the hills, and the town is sealed off to try and keep all the crazies inside. So we have a town full of possessed weirdos sealed off to the world, and our guy wants in. Yeah, fuck it, why not? What could go wrong? Oh yeah.
Kill the intruder.
You know, I thought a meat hook would do slightly more damage to your internals, but Dusk Dude just pulls himself off like it's nothing, and faces off against 3 chainsaw-wielding hicks. And all these guys are a pair of sickles. Yeah, sickles. All that beard space and he seemingly forgot to pack some kind of firearm. I mean, this is America, right? Quick note, in one of the alphas, he used a hammer instead. So we're on some high-level communism right now. Thankfully, while they don't do much damage, said dual sickles can swing reasonably fast, and Duskman can move at like 100 miles per hour, so just keep moving. In fact, that's the most important lesson this game teaches you. Stand still and die. Strafe and live. Especially if you jump while strafing, then you can outrun a good few supercars. Those sickles aren't going to cut it for long, however, unless the treasure you're looking for is wheat. So it's a good thing we find a pistol pretty quickly. Or we could, I don't know, just throw rocks at everyone. Now, in a lot of retro shooters, the pistol becomes pretty useless pretty quickly, and I wouldn't say this one is an exception, until you find a second one. Now they're fast-firing, punchy-sounding little backup plans, good for taking out weaker foes and keeping the rat population down. Maybe not that one. But is the enemy you're trying to kill slightly stronger? Well, you're always going to have a ton of ammo for them, so if you're fast enough and can still aim at 500 miles per hour, they'll drop, eventually. But why would you do something like that when you could just use the fucking lever-action shotgun? All this shit needs is a box of roses and I'm golden. And you know what's better than one? They sound like small explosions, so you spin them to rack another shell, and they tear through enemies like a fucking buzzsaw. Didn't kill that enemy in one hit? Fire again. Repeat as needed. What's that? What's the reloading look like? Oh, there's no reloading here. Just spinning. Deadly spinning. Now this is all nice, but come on. We can go further than this. If these are the Kaioken of shotguns, we still need to hit Super Saiyan. And holy Jesus do we get that. The goddamn Dusk Super Shotgun. It has the firepower of a freight train hitting a Prius and turns almost anything in your path into blood-soaked atoms. Chainsaw Man? Dead. Goat? Chunky. Scarecrow Woman? Oh god, fire again! The only real complaints I have are the firing noise needs more bass, because if a shotgun doesn't sound like a train ploughing into a fireworks factory, I feel a little bit ripped off. And the fact I can't dual wield it. Why not? I'll put up with broken arms to buckshot a small country. The range is a bit not there. But it's a double-barreled shotgun. It's meant to keep people off your lawn, not your street. You'd need, I don't know, something like a machine gun for that. Oh hey, convenient. Take the dual pistol's fast firing rate, double that, and then make it do some actual damage, and you'll have this wonderful piece of murder. Just point and unload, and if it doesn't die, you're not doing it right. If you're facing multiple enemies, then adopt the standing fan method until you run out of ammo, or you feel the siren call of the god shotgun. It's your best gun for medium range murder, and ammo is usually plentiful, but it does start to drop off at higher ranges, so stick to circling enemies at Mark 5 with the trigger taped down, and the bloodlust at maximum. It gets even better when you get the double speed power up. But you see that guy? Yeah, you see his smug fucking face? What are you gonna do about it? He knows you can't hit him, but you can. Oh yes, you can. That's what the hunting rifle's for. This bolt-action wonder can hit a fly hiding at the other end of the map, and takes out most enemies in one hit. But with its low firing rate, it's only really useful at range, because if a group of chainsaw-swinging cultists are heading right for you, that satisfying bolt-action click is not going to save you. Sounds fucking good though. It does sometimes take out multiple enemies at once, but they have to be pretty close together for that to happen. Now, if you want to take out an entire row of robe-wearing freaks, then you're gonna want to bust out the only weapon a 12th century king murderer would ever need, the crossbow. A slightly radioactive crossbow. If I grow a third arm, can I dual-wield super shotguns then? Now, at first, the crossbow feels like a slightly inferior hunting rifle, until you realise it not only fires faster, but rips through enemies like a harpoon. Even if the first enemy doesn't die, it'll still carry on through the rest of them, making fights in hallways or small rooms a joke, and can be used at long range if you run out of rifle ammo. The best part of it? You can crossbow jump. Don't ask me how that works, because it's amazing and I don't want to know. Unfortunately, enemies aren't always going to be in a line. This game isn't set in England, so queues are quite rare. Horrific violence, on the other hand, with the mortar, that shit's all over the place. Let me just emphasise what we're doing here, just in case you didn't get it. The Dusk man is underarming a mortar. We are wielding artillery like a machine gun. Now, I don't know what gods they believe in, but they best start fucking praying. It even has remote detonation. So if you miss, you just blow them up afterwards. Of course, it's going to be slightly hard to hit someone with this accurately, but you don't really need to. You've got the Riveter for that. If you need one particular enemy to vanish completely, then this is your gun. It's a fast-firing, high-powered rocket launcher, perfect for strafing large groups of enemies and repainting the floors a nice deep shade of red. Its ammo is very limited, and in episode 1 you'll only be finding it in secrets, but it's the game's ultimate weapon, so you're kinda meant to use it sparingly. Yeah, that's totally what I did. Look, this shit's cool, of course I'm gonna use it. A lot. Here's a tip. You want it? Speaking of secrets, swim hungry motherfucker. If I was going to give any advice, I'd say save the ammo for boss fights. And you can do that quite easily by cleaving everything with a sword. Just in case sickles weren't enough for you, you now have a long sword to highland everything in your path. Oh, and guess what? It's magic. With 100 health, you can hold down the attack button and charge a power strike, dealing even more damage. Or if you have 100 morale, you can hold the block button and deflect projectiles like a fucking Jedi. You also have soap. Yeah, you can use soap as a weapon in this game. You can find it hidden in every level, and if you throw it at an enemy, they die in one hit. Why? I don't know. Don't really care either. They have been trapped down here a while. Maybe they're just all really dirty. Now, if this were me, I'd stick that thing in a sock and swing it around. Or jam it on a stick. You can make the Spear of Cleanliness. It's like the Spear of Destiny, but it's just Jesus' washing stick. No, wait. Tape it to the super shotgun. Be like a bayonet, but for stains. Now I've explained all the tools we'll be using, we should look at how it all works together. And while we're at it, maybe we can find out who the hell is talking to us.
Kill the intruder.
Well, he's not very nice. Apparently, it's this Malcolm in the Middle looking twat. He's also this weird cult's leader. Don't know how Dusk Dude knows that, but I'm not gonna doubt the guy carrying 3 shotguns and a longsword. We have a proper objective now, at least. Dewey had to stray up on a meat hook and left for dead. Time to return the favour. Turns out we didn't even make it into town before getting nabbed. So the first part of this plan is pretty simple. Roll into town like the Old West gunslinger we're dressed as and paint the town red. This isn't going to be easy though. We've got a good few miles of forests, mines and abandoned factories between here and Shitsville, and an army of crazies ready and willing to fill your soon-to-be astronomically high body count. Thankfully, the map design in episode 1 is pretty good, looking and feeling retro without having the issues a lot of retro games had. For one, the levels are fun to explore and reasonably large, without being absurdly labyrinthine unlike, say, Blood. Where I still enjoyed the levels but kept getting lost. I'm pretty sure there are still people stuck in that hedge maze. Although, I can think of worse games to get stuck in. Standout Maps in episode 1 for me were Old Time Religion, a rather nice looking map, where you crawl around underneath an abandoned church blasting heretics, until you face off against the leader's pet, the Intoxicator. It's a drunk alligator hellbeast, and he's not the only one getting drunk around here. Oh yeah. Did you know you can drink in this game? You can get shit-faced and lose the ability to aim properly. It's grand. And if you need to regain your faculties, just cook up some viscera and take a few hits off your cigar. Don't ask where the meat came from. You don't want to know. Anyway, the gator isn't hard to deal with. Just strafe out the way of his bullet hell acid spray and unload. Maybe get drunk. You do you. Next notable map, Sawdust. Blast your way through an abandoned sawmill, spraying blood in the fading light and throwing saw blades around like it's Ravenholm. Genuinely fun map to run through, and in my opinion shows quite early how good this game can be. It certainly helps that each episode has its own roster of enemies, fitting the environment you're in, with episode 1 featuring mostly crazed cultists, corrupted animals and Scarecrows? How do you possess straw? Are all scarecrows just naturally evil? Like, was Dorothy always one step away from buckshot? Dead of the night. The night is young, the farm is empty, and my shotgun is fucking loaded. Hey, you watch your mouth. Okay, it's beautiful. Uh-oh, them Duke boys are at it again. Speed strafe is the answer for this problem, because those projectiles are heat-seeking, and we're the hottest thing in the room. This is where those rivet shots would come in handy, if you save them. Or you could save them for episode 1's final boss. Not that he's particularly hard, he's just horrific. And so's his brother. My knees hurt, let me stop strafing! Ah! Episode 2. This is where shit starts getting weird. We're finally in the actual town of Dusk, or at least the facilities now littering the town. We actually start the episode with one of the most notable maps, the granary. Charged to the wall, blocking the town. Retire the factory workers with no redundancy pay. And don't go into the ruins. Oh, Jesus Christ! Weren't expecting some spooks in a retro shooter, were you? Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Dusk actually does have some really good atmosphere throughout its adventure, and it's quite good at spreading it out. Episode 1 had this air of just a crazy cult running around the backwoods, kinda like hick Scientology, but episode 2 really feels like something bigger is at work here. And whatever it isn't happy with smashing up all its playthings. That atmosphere is helped by Andrew Holschultz's fucking fantastic soundtrack, ranging from calm but unnerving ambient tracks to
Everything dies.
The rule here is, if the guitars kick in, get ready to throw down. Not that you're gonna need much incentive to want to throw down. Seeing as there's fodder everywhere, it just feels like such a rush of adrenaline when you open the door and suddenly the song shifts into some heavy metal, and that trigger finger becomes awfully itchy. As someone who's been playing a lot of games recently with not exactly notable soundtracks, having one that's just awesome makes me really happy. It's most likely been running in the background of this video, so if it sounds good to you, go buy it in its Bandcamp. Do it. I need more games with soundtracks that I can actually fucking remember. The true god has come. The Escher Labs. Okay, it's just a normal lab level. Nothing too... excuse me? What the fuck? Neo Babel. Fight your way through a church factory thing. And really learn to appreciate the super hot power-up. Man, episode 2 was fucking weird. You wanna know what's weirder? Episode 3. Starting out with the Iron Cathedral, which looks like religion got fucked by a 9 Inch Nails album. You'll have to learn to stealth kill using your sword, and then get a crossbow and immediately stop doing that. Also learn how to play the floor as lava on a professional level. Next is the City of Shadows. Someone got here before us. That's nice. Fight floating knights, flood the village, and fight a giant fish. It's a nice looking level, and while I got lost, because I'm a dumbass, it's fun to run through, and the nightmares haven't started yet. They're coming soon though. Does this count as a meat spin? I think YouTube's gonna ban me. Later on, you trek through levels seemingly made up of Dusk Dude's memories, where you fuck with gravity, and fight what appears to be floating lint balls. Also, I will pet you. It's a cool level, but I need to satiate my bloodlust. I need more. More! Oh, I died so much. But it was worth it. After all that fun, we get a nice little break back on the farm. Oh hey, how did they know what I look like in the morning? Take a break, fly around, and when you're ready, open up that Stargate for the final showdown.
At last. You finally arrived. You shall be my final test.
Unlike the other bosses in the game, Jacob isn't going to be dropped by some circle strafing and explosives. Ah no, because guess what? He can jump strafe too. And he has all your guns. He's quick too, regularly jumping into close range to do some high damage before bouncing back out again. This kind of feels like a Dragon Ball fight. If Goku's power-up was crippling alcoholism. But you finally do it, and you're just about to deliver the final blow when...
No, you can't betray me! My disciples!
Remember when I said there was something bigger? Well, now we seem to have its interest. We'd best get the fuck out of Dodge before it pays us a visit.
He was worthy, you know, and he accomplished so much. But then, you came along. You who were stronger. You who were faster. You I like better. Who did you expect at the end of all of this? God? The devil, perhaps? No. It's just me.
Holy shit, it's Claw!
I'll have my vengeance!
Stefan, wait. Goddamn Caleb is this game's final boss. And sweet Jesus, does this thing look like a final boss. We've gone from inbreds, to robots, to giant rats, to... and now to a Lovecraftian horror that has your back to the wall. And for once, our toys aren't going to cut it. Until you let some light in, which sounds a lot easier than it can be, seeing as one mistake gets you thrown into the electric dew. Hope you saved that riveter, but we've killed everything else in our path so far. One tentacled horror isn't going to stop us.
Enough! You are indeed worthy, and so now my power is yours. Does it feel horrible, isn't it? But wonderful, yes? Who you were before is insignificant. Who you are now is inconceivable. But here you shall remain till I have need of you again. For one must always reign beneath Dusk.
Oh, is that a sequel hook? Please say yes, I need this. Okay, by now if you've watched my videos, you'll know how much I love retro shooters. I like Blood, Duke, Warrior. But did I like Dusk anywhere near as much as those? Oh god, yes. Dusk is fantastic. I had so much goddamn fun blasting my way through this game, to the point where my 2-hour recording sessions got kinda stretched. The guns are so much fun, the soundtrack is top notch, the enemies are both interesting and... I'm just gonna pretend I never saw that. And the levels are fun to explore without suffering the labyrinthine horrors of, say, Blood. About the only part of Dusk I found a bit of a downgrade, and by a very small amount, are the boss fights. Because aside from Jacob, and you can read that, I ain't trying to pronounce that shit, most can be beaten by jump strafing and unloading. But just about every classic shooter does this, so it's only a small quibble. Also, he makes up for all issues. If you enjoy retro shooters, you should probably buy this game. It goes on sale like every 5 minutes, and frankly I'm going to support any dev that has this as a URL. I've also got to support any dev that publish some damn good games. Stuff like a Medieval or Faith, which is legitimately one of the most unsettling games I've played in a while. Or Maximum Action for all your hard-boiled fantasies. Or Gloomwood, it's Thief, with a folding shotgun. I didn't know that existed until I saw this game, and now I want one. Or Ultra Kill. It has a DMC-esque style meter, and you heal by soaking in blood. I'd recommend giving all of these a go. And hell, if I haven't sold you on these already, then I've got no idea what's wrong with you. But we certainly can't be friends.